Power Rangers villains. These guys are the antagonists of the teams of every single season. And believe it or not, some villains make or break each season. Sometimes they're funny, sometimes they're selfish, and sometimes they're downright powerful. So if you were to compare all the different Power Ranger villains across history, time, and space, who would be the most powerful? Let's talk about it. Yo, what's up everybody, it's Este here and welcome back to another video, and today we'll be counting down who is the strongest Power Rangers villain of all time. There's been over 30 different villain factions and main villains themselves who have come across the Power Rangers and have mostly failed, by the way. But some of these guys are actually pretty powerful and almost took down the Rangers on many occasions. If you need an example, I'll just give you a big one out the bat. The Machine Empire. This was the first villain faction after 3 years with the original evil space aliens of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. And let me tell you guys, the first time we saw these dudes on screen, they were just flat out deadly, alright? They scared Rita, they scared Zed, they scared all the evil space aliens, make them flew out of the moon. And these guys aren't humans or aliens or some monster from another dimension. These guys are robots, alright? Straight up robots, Terminator-like, dun 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 dun. And basically, as robots, they basically want to become better than any single life force ever, extracting the natural resources from every planet or galaxy that they go to, in order to create more powerful robots as well as weapons for the robots to use. In general, just to be overpowered. Having already destroyed hundreds of galaxies already, it was the Zeo Rangers, of course, who finally stood up a chance. And they battled alright. They had a much bigger army than Rita, Zed, or anybody in the past could even have, including hundreds of cogs, quadra fighters, and monsters. From King Mondo to Queen Machina, Prince Sprocket, Prince Gasket, and Princess Arcarina, these guys were definitely a royal robot family. More royal than the actual royal family, probably. Anyways, these guys had many different invasions on Angel Grove, and the Power Rangers fought them against many different chances. King Mondo actually went to fight him once. He failed, actually. I know that's embarrassing, but what's more embarrassing is that Rita and Zed blew him up with a bomb. That also happened. So maybe these guys aren't, even though they're robots, they're probably not as powerful as we thought. It's a little embarrassing, but don't worry about it because they came back during Wild Force and Forever Red, just to be destroyed by a motorcycle that the Red Wild Force Ranger have. And Ted Red Rangers, by the way. Yeah, this guy's, I'm getting secondhand embarrassment from this. I guess you can guys see why the Machine Empire isn't any higher on the list, but don't worry guys, I think I got a better one, that being Emperor Mavro and the Armada. At first glance, these guys are a lot like the Machine Empire, as they are a royal family who goes to other planets to take away natural resources. And they've been seen doing this amongst multiple galaxies and planets like Andrasia. And for Earth, they actually already had a big plan already in progress before they even showed up. They had sent the Warstar aliens a year earlier to pick at the planet's defenses. And for the Armada, they were really going to come in a year later to do some hard damage. And when the Armada came, they had their main horse-like ship, which had Prince Vakar in it, as well as Damaris, who is the most powerful warrior in the universe, galaxies, whatever. That was Cap, by the way. He got destroyed the same episode. They also had both Levira and Argus, who both also proved to be pretty powerful warriors in the Armada. And now, like the Machine Empire, these guys are really cocky, especially Prince Vakar. He's like a baby. He's like the boss baby, but no boss, just baby. All baby, 100% baby. Baby on baby. He is a naggy little brat that just proves he can be destroyed pretty easily. He even had his own Megazord based after him and still got destroyed. I think the ones who are really powerful in this royal family is Vrock, who isn't even part of the Armada really. He was part of the Warstar aliens. Like, that guy managed to take away the Rangers Super Mega Mode and also Robo Knight. So like Vrock was trouble. He also had many different monster forms the Rangers could fight as well. What makes the Armada really powerful though is just the size. They had so many different X-Borgs that they could just send hundreds and hundreds of thousands of them. And they also had, of course, the main big boss behind all of this, Emperor Mavro, who really was something else. When all the Super Mega Force Rangers tried to attack, he could barely feel any of their pain, literally brushing off all of their attacks. It also took every single Power Ranger to be able to destroy the army of X-Borgs that he had, by the way. So let's keep that in mind, alright? The Armada was nothing to deal with. However, it was up to Orion, by the way, to pull the final strike on Emperor Mavro, first planet Andrasia. I thought I mentioned that because that's a little cute. But honestly, if you compare the Armada and the Machine Empire against a lot of these villain factions, these guys are already on top. And who could be stronger than them? Well, ladies and gentlemen, there is some mighty warriors that we're going to talk about right now. So let's take a look at Dai-Chi. I'm sorry, I should have turned my ringer off. It's from an unknown caller. By the way, should I end? No, guys, I know this is unprofessional. I have a blanket. I'm behind a blanket all the time. But you know what? I'm gonna take this call. Hello?
Hey, Este.
Campbell Cooley?
I've heard you're talking about the strongest Power Rangers villain.
Yes, I am. But how did you know that? Are you listening to my conversation right now? Is this mic connected to anything? Hello?
It doesn't matter. We have to talk about the best Power Rangers villain ever.
And that would be who?
Scrozzle, of course.
I should have known. E-Squad, if you don't know who Campbell Cooley is, he's actually the voice of Scrozzle from Power Rangers Beast Morphers. He also voiced a lot of different characters in Power Rangers history, too. So you know what? Mr. Cooley, the floor is yours. Tell us about Scrozzle.
Thank you, Este. Well, to start off with, the fact is that Scrozzle is a genius. I mean, who else has built a teleporter that can you just go, boop, instantly travel anywhere in the multiverse? Any dimension. He's also a survivor. You know, despite ending up in these horrible situations, he always knows how to navigate around the danger to live to see another day. And I also think he's likable. He's an underdog. Despite being the most intelligent and gifted of those he works with, he unfortunately gets no respect from anybody, despite always coming up with the plans and the inventions that the main villains need to defeat the Rangers. He also has a strong sense of courtesy. All he wants is an occasional thank you or an acknowledgement of what he's done, and he never gets it. As a result, that makes us want to root for him. So, yeah, I think I'll stop there for now. What do you think?
You know what, Campbell? E-Squad, I really feel like he's up to something right now.
Really? Well, because I actually have like about 6 more paragraphs worth of arguments if you want to...
No. My signal's really bad. I feel like my camera's blurry.
What do you mean?
No, I think the call might drop or something.
All looks fine to me.
I'm just gonna... I'm sorry. Let's not worry about this right now. Because honestly, I was not in the mood to listen to 6 more paragraphs of Scrozzle. I'm on a time limit. If you're enjoying this video so far, give us a big thumbs up because 1,500 likes and I'll do more videos just like this one. Let's talk about someone who really stands a chance, someone I was about to mention before I got interrupted, that being Daishi from Power Rangers Jungle Fury. Now, Daishi, he is an 8-headed dragon warrior. I feel like he should be on this list, naturally. This being wants to destroy humans and rule the planets with animals in an army of beasts. And you know what? If he showed up in the real world, I would let him rule. That's a dude with 8 heads. Alright, I'm gonna start running. With the spirit of the lion, he really was the leader of the pack, taking Jared as his body. Which is perfect because Jared is shown to be a jerk in the first episode of Jungle Fury, so you know what? Good for him. Be taken over, be possessed by an evil being. That's on you, buddy. And to be honest, all his anger just made Daishi more powerful. But actually, Jared was the one who helped destroy Daishi in the end because, you know, Jared was human and somehow humans are weaknesses of evil villains in the universe. Besides, his black lion armor gave him some additional strength and also some physical armor, as well as the spirit of the lion, by the way. And with the Griffin animal spirit included, came the Beast Demon King, a much stronger form than the original. It's definitely a cooler, much stronger form. A lot of gold in it, by the way. But his final form is what scares people. Gives them nightmares. He's at his most powerful, and you know what? He almost started another beast war. Alright? His thick body made him nearly invincible to the Jungle Fury Rangers. He also can shoot lightning beams and mega mouth beams from his mouth. If it wasn't for Jared weakening Daishi, I feel like Daishi just would have took over the world and just finished everything, alright? But that's just me. Daishi was shown to be ruthless and just straight up a menace to society. Point of the story is, don't let a jerk be possessed by an evil spirit, because that's just bad news. Next up though, I do want to talk about someone who is also a human that got mixed with a mythical being to become an evil emperor of sorts. That being Master Org from Power Rangers Wild Force. Now, I don't give Wild Force a lot of love on the channel, so this is for all of you Wild Force fans out there, because Master Org is one scary ass dude. He's the ruler of all orgs that gets to just shoot up lightning beams and also a beam from his eye that's on his forehead. Wonder how that must feel. Does he feel anything when he shoots laser stuff? I'm asking too many questions. He's also the villain to destroy the most Zords in Power Rangers history, so that's a big fleet. And he is comparable to other Power Ranger villains like Lord Draken, the most powerful evil ranger, in the sense that he is a human that decided himself to become fully evil, fully corrupt. So imagine what someone can do with all that hatred and ruthlessness in their heart. Some pretty insane stuff. He can bind enemies with vines, resurrect others, and also make his own monster. Now, there are two Master Orgs. We had the original Master Org from way back in the day. This dude was the original Emperor of all the Orgs who initiated the war on Animaria, who also managed to destroy a godlike Megazord called Animus, which I think is really cool. Then we had Dr. Victor. And Dr. Victor Adler was madly in love with a married woman, which, to be honest, that's guaranteed heartbreak. And if I bet he was alive today, he would be a real Juice WRLD stan.
I still see your shadows in my room. Can't take back the love that I gave you.
So you can imagine when the Doctor and Master Org combined together to make the brand new Master Org, bad stuff happened. You get someone who is really down bad. Down in the trenches. And what do you do when you're that down bad? Destroy the world and the Power Rangers. So down bad that his final form nearly destroyed the whole universe. And it took all the Wild Force Rangers missing their dead Zord friends that Master Org finally got destroyed. I think it's because Master Org was two-faced, huh? His final form has two faces on it. That's the joke. And that's the last line that I had in my script. If this is your first time watching, by the way, be sure to subscribe and join the E-Squad today because we got more Power Ranger videos up every single week. I'm sure you don't want to miss them. Now, Master Org may be a powerful villain who is based on two guys who are extremely down bad. There is, however, one more powerful villain. But before we do that, let's get into some honorable mentions, which first off, we have Snide. Snide. Did you guys hear that, by the way? Campbell! You're still here, buddy?
I never hung up. Oh, and I heard what you said about my scrozzle arguments. Not nice.
Ugh, my bad, bro. Alright, for the sake of the E-Squad and everyone, let's just move on. Let bygones be bygones, and let's talk about Snide for a second, alright? You voiced him too, so you must know how powerful he should be.
Oh, yes. He managed to overwhelm all the Dino Charge Rangers on many occasions. Snide is probably one of the most ruthless and focused villains in the Power Rangers franchise. He doesn't allow anything to distract him. And how many Power Rangers villains have a hidden tentacle attack protruding from their torso? But, most impressive, thanks to the Dark Energem, Snide managed to single-handedly destroy numerous galaxies. Pretty sure there's no other villains that can make that claim.
Okay, I see you, but you do know he did get destroyed, right? By the Z-Rex blaster during Good Connection. You saw that episode. You voiced it.
Let's not talk about that.
Okay, I see how it is, but you know what? With that being said, stay here, Campbell, because it's time to talk about my #1 pick on who is the strongest Power Rangers villain, that being Venjix. You know what, Campbell? After all of this, I'm finally glad that we decided to agree on something.
Yes! Master Evox, the only villain worthy of the spot.
And you know what, guys? As Venjix, this computer virus did a lot. It started off as a sentient computer virus, with a code that affected all technology in the world, leading to almost the entirety of humanity being wiped out within a few years' time. And you know this most, but Venjix is really cool because he can just adapt to any situation, alright? The Power Rangers can have a new way to defeat him, and Venjix, he's like, boop, 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 algorithmic, and he's like, you know what? I know how to defend myself. This is my Venjix impression. I sound like an old guy. He also has some of the coolest villain forms in Power Rangers history, alright? With the Generation 13 attack bot being one of the most powerful things ever, he has expert swordsmanship and also really good hand-to-hand combat, proving that Venjix really does have good sentient abilities. He also grew big one time. A lot of villains can't say they did with the Gen 13 upgraded. But his final form, the craziest one yet, the craziest one. He can collect any data out of any device, even the Morphin Grid, and flat out to shoot out beams to defeat and destroy and eliminate other people. That's what he did to Gem and Gemma. Regardless on how Venjix's body got destroyed ultimately, the Venjix virus still lived on and proves he is no EXE file that you should mess with. And even after all that, Venjix would still come back to another Power Rangers universe, the main Power Rangers universe, during Power Rangers Beast Morphers as Evox. I bet Campbell knows a lot about this.
That's right. And as Evox, he accomplished things that no other villain has. He managed to create his own evil team of Power Rangers like villains. He managed to escape the cyber dimension, albeit with Scrozzle's help. He posed as Mayor Daniels. He covertly installed Morphex towers around the world. He created his own evil Dino Zord, and he even destroyed a Ranger. And though he was ultimately defeated by the Power Rangers, his influence will never be forgotten.
Okay, I see you, Mr. Campbell. Evox definitely was the GOAT. It was really nice having you on. It was great talking about so many different Power Ranger villains. And you know what? Sorry about what happened earlier, alright? I hope you can forgive me. And you know what? Tell the E-Squad they can find you at.
Thanks for that, Este. I'm pretty easy to find. You can find me at Twitter, at Campbell Cooley, Instagram, at real Campbell Cooley, and I've just started a YouTube channel, Campbell Cooley, voice actor at large. Hope to see you there.
Hey, big thanks again, E-Squad. Go subscribe, go follow Campbell Cooley. But you know what, bro? I'm gonna let you go. I'm gonna hang up for real this time. I gotta go finish this video, alright? So I'll talk to you soon, okay?
Thanks, Este. See you around.
Alright, bye-bye. I hope he doesn't text me his scrozzle monologue. Thank you so much for watching, and thank you, E-Squad, for liking, commenting, and subscribing. Let me know in the comments down below who is the actual strongest Power Rangers villain in your opinion. I want to hear your thoughts in the comments. Big shout out to Campbell Cooley one time, but don't forget to follow me on Twitter, DonFuego. I'm also on Instagram, NotDonFuego. E-Squad, I love you to death. Have a great morning, evening, afternoon, wherever you're at, and of course, and as always, stay awesome, everybody. Family Guy.
We make out of a look at this. We remember so that